Segovia, coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there had a good weekend, y'all. Happy Monday. We're back with another video, back with the hour banger of some creepy things that's gonna make you question everything. Before we get into the video though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We were very close to hitting that 1,000 likes. I want to see that 1K on today's video, y'all, so be sure to hit that thumbs up. But nonetheless, let's get into the reaction, y'all. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
In fact, and I actually looked this up, your overall family includes George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, FDR, Supreme Court Justice Robert Jackson, Sarah Palin.
Sarah. No wonder I'm her favorite Baldwin.
Joseph Smith Jr., the founder of the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Wow.
You must have known that.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that. I'm bringing this to you for the first time.
But I love it. But
okay.
Junior, not the head guy.
Joseph Smith Jr.
That's the main dude.
I think that's the main guy, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the king of the Mormons, basically. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
And just so you know, whoever the king of the Mormons is, it's not as cool as the king of kings.
Right.
Don't get me started.
That's the other guy.
Continue,
right.
Vlad.
Right.
Don't make me start preaching now, brother. It's too early in the interview.
Accepting on behalf of George Soros is Alex Soros.
This doesn't end with this guy, does it? He's just gonna milk us for everything he's got these last 15 so odd days he's got left, y'all. Hillary Clinton back there.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to George Soros.
In the last 2 years, you've been blamed for...
Now, this is who he gave the medal to.
...financial collapse of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, and Russia.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Are you that powerful?
No, I think there's a great misunderstanding. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do. As a competitor, I've got to compete to win. As a human being, I am concerned about the society in which I live.
Who do you think did 9/11?
Us.
So why did America do it?
To finish Bush one shot.
Where'd you read this?
I served 11 years in
Where in the military were you?
Syria.
Yeah, I want the full conspiracy. Let's go.
I was in the VA a year and a half after an operation that we went to. Breaking news, the operation that we did a year and a half ago popped up on the news. I immediately went to go check, and I'm like, is this modern? And they said, yes. And I said, no, it's not. I need to go talk to mental health because I was there when that happened.
Oh, so you go and say, like, what's on the news isn't true.
Yes.
Am I going crazy?
Yeah, and it broke my whole reality.
Whoa. He cannot stop drinking. I think he's telling the truth. Why did you just drag us into this nightmare? Is the Bermuda Triangle real?
Yes, but it's because of the series of wins, not anything else.
Nerd alert.
That's why all them celebrities coming out during the election run, you think that because you have influence that you should be telling people what to think, but it was so obvious that they were controlled. When I saw Eminem up there, man, it broke my heart.
That's insane.
He had his head down. He didn't even look up once. So number one, he's reading something, and number two, he didn't even have the gall and the balls to look us in the eyes and tell us that this is how he felt. And I was just like, man, you? Like, I've grown up looking up to you and respecting you as like a rebel, as like someone that will not be told what to say or what to do. You just released an album talking about how pathetic wokeism is, and now you're here
with the epitome of it.
And you're,
that was real strange. Why do you think that
mountain.
is? Do you think he just hates Trump?
Because I think he's on a list.
There could be that. This is the other thing, and again, the same distrust that we have with government has now transpired to this distrust among celebrities. Everybody's in question now, aren't they? It's like these Diddy parties were just like a hub for celebrities to come to. All of our favorite celebrities have been there.
Kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying
there's more jobs to be
in LA, they always,
but
they don't.
Latinos are not only the only people
I didn't mean it like that. Come on.
Netflix.
I love The View. I love it.
This is done. Netflix pays $100 million to Aaron Sorkin to make a TV show.
Right.
That distracts you for 2 hours. YouTube pays $0 million to Joe Rogan and Jamie to make a podcast that distracts you for 2 hours every day.
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process.
The people spoke, and the people won. He's out, y'all. Beautiful thing to see. Beautiful thing to see.
Hendrix story? No. So Jimi Hendrix.
But, sorry, at least he came out in a press conference and said it. You know what our president did here in the United States? He sent out a tweet. That's how we found out he's not running for presidency no more, and Kamala Harris. He didn't get up and speak. So you got to give him his props for that. He came up and said, hey, you guys want me out? I'm out. Our president sent a tweet out, y'all. And it wasn't even us that wanted him out. It was the Democrats that wanted him out.
Hendrix, one of his bodyguards, or one of bodyguards, like someone who's involved with him, wrote a book. And the book was essentially alleging that Jimi Hendrix was killed by his manager, who was a mobster, because Jimi Hendrix was about to leave his manager. And what happens with a lot of these artists is whoever's controlling them might have ownership in their titles, might have ownership in their music. And if you think someone's going to leave and you kill them, like now you have all their music and you essentially can keep selling it forever, especially someone like Hendrix. Like, wow. He's actually worth more to you dead than alive. Than if he leaves you and you're not making money from him anymore. He's worth more to you dead.
NASA released this photo from the surface of Mars. What is this? This photo is going viral right now. It was taken back in 2022 by our helicopter on Mars. Yes, there's a helicopter on Mars. It's called Ingenuity, and it flew 72 times over 3 years. Anyway, it flew over and sent back images of this, which, to be fair, looks like a crashed UFO. But it's not. If you look right here, you'll see a parachute. A parachute that looks a lot like this. This is a photo taken from the Perseverance rover as it and the helicopter landed on Mars. And this looks a
That looks like underwater.
lot like this, which is the spacecraft that the rover and the helicopter descended on Mars in. The helicopter took photos.
Doesn't that look like it's underwater? Like the floor of the ocean? Or a lake?
Of the stuff it arrived in. Which looks crazy because it's very damaged, but this damage is super important to study so that we can fix it for future missions to Mars. As we go to Mars more and more, we're gonna run into more and more human-made stuff. There's an entire debris field from this. And if you want more videos like this, you can follow me in the place that I can't mention on this app. But here it is.
This may sound crazy to a lot of people, but my prediction has been for a long time. You see these big box stores, you say Amazon, everybody's buying everything online. I think personally, you're going to see a decrease in these big box stores, and they're going to decrease it down to where you can see a photograph or a picture. Like you look at all these faucets and all this square footage and all this space. I mean, Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, doesn't really matter. But here's what they're doing. So you walk up to a faucet, you scan that right there.
Okay, I'm going to pause this right here. We're not going on Amazon because we want to. I can only speak for myself because I want to. But look at the prices of these faucet heads. $199, $199, $259, $159. When you can go on Amazon, same thing, just not the same brand, same exact look for $50. They're making us go. This Fitbit I bought, I went into the store to get it because I saw online, I'm just throwing a number, I don't remember, it was $100 online. So I'm like, okay, they got 2 in stock. I'm gonna go, run the mountain, and then I'm gonna go after it and buy that Fitbit. I went to buy it. This guy said you have to order it online or else it's $300 in store. So I literally had to go order that same one that he had at the cash register that I was there gonna get. You have to order it online. And then I set to pick it up like 2 hours later. So I was like, I came home. They are forcing us to go online and get out of the stores. It's them that are doing it, not us.
And you can purchase it. Now, if it's in stock,
I'm old school too.
You can buy it, but what they're doing is they're keeping stuff in a warehouse, which warehouse is much cheaper as far as retail space. Now, don't get me wrong, these buildings are big warehouses, but you got to look at the tens of thousands of square feet and how much money that costs when you can simply just walk through and see it and touch it. See, some people are kind of old school like me. You're in your 50s. You like touching stuff. It's been a while. You go into these stores, and you don't want to have to worry about shipping it back. I just want to see it. I want to look at the reviews on it. While I'm looking at it, I want to click a button and buy it. It's just that simple. What do you think? I think more and more stores are going to be decreasing their footprint.
I think so too, but it's not the people, I don't think, because I think a lot of people still, I know I like going to the stores. I don't like going having groceries delivered. I don't like going to pick up my groceries. I like to go in there and grocery shop. Some people don't like to grocery shop. I did Spark for a while, so that tells you I like to grocery shop. I enjoy it. But they're making us, y'all. They're doing these prices so crazy. And then when you go online, they're half the price. What would you do? Would you buy it for $250 just to go in the store? Or from your convenience of your couch, order it for $100?
Noah built the ark out of gopher wood, which God selected himself for him to build it out of.
Is this the only place that you know of?
This is the only place on this earth where it has ever grown. It's the most peculiar wood on earth. You can take a piece of it the size of this match when it's green. You can't break it. You can twist it and turn it. It's the lightest wood on earth. I have had its fibers, its structure, its every phase of it chemically analyzed. There's no other wood on earth like it. It's the lightest. And Noah built the ark out of wood not very far from where you and I are sitting here at Torrey State Park. It was loaded, and then it floated 5 months and landed on Mount Ayr, where we know definitely that it's now embedded in the ice.
So you're telling me this whole time there's been a Mount Erebus in Antarctica that just spews gold daily. That continent will never cease to amaze me.
Bruh, it's a whole
coming.
blizzard and it's thundering outside.
It's coming.
I ain't never seen thunder. It's thundering and snowing at the same time, man. Look how the snow looking. Them little balls that they be showing up. How they coming down them little balls. I don't even want to touch that shit. That's crazy. Man. I don't know what's going on, man. I ain't no weather reporter or nothing like that, but this is crazy. Dang.
So let me get.
Now I'm out here in far west Texas. We're expecting snow Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I haven't seen snow out here. I know very rarely they do get snow. I see it on the mountains. I've seen that. But we're supposed to have snow, y'all. So stay tuned to my community, pages. If it's snowing, I'll let you guys know.
This straight. The very same judge who was looking to bring DJT, aka Donald Jacquees Trump, into court on January 10th to get a conviction before January 20th happens to be the very same judge who not only donates to the Democratic Party out of his own pocket, but also has a daughter who was somehow on the campaign trail with Kamala Harris herself, and made millions of dollars from that campaign, as did a multitude of other people, and whose wife was the so-called special assistant for Letitia James, who is the attorney out of New York, right? Same state that he is from, the very same state that has been the only state to not drop their charges against DJT. Now, I'm no mathematician, but it seems as if the math on this one simply is not mathing. But the corruption is corrupting. 1000%. The corruption is corrupting on this one. This is BS. What the hell are we doing? This man needs to be investigated.
Leonardo DiCaprio, I know for a fact, I've never been invited, but my friends have. He goes out and his bodyguards or whatever go up to the girls, ask them if they want to go back to his house or wherever. They sign an NDA. LeBron James, same shit. Should I be outing all these people?
What did LeBron James do?
LeBron James has various parties constantly where NDAs need to be signed and women are at. You didn't know that? You didn't know LeBron's a cheetah?
Did you know that the whole world seemingly melted all around us not too far in our past? And that the melting of the entire world supposedly, allegedly, is closer to us than was closer to the building of the Ark? And this will get crazier in a minute, but anywhere you look on any continent on this earth, you will see melted buildings, melted mountains, everything is melted. Why? Why is this not documented anywhere? Well, I did find one documentation I'm about to show you. Probably the most overlooked documentation to ever exist. And coming from the most important document to ever exist. Even just pay attention to Sudan's pyramids all being charred. Charred by something. You remember when Jesus said to be more tolerable in that day for Sodom and Gomorrah than for anywhere else? Anywhere else where they reject his word. But like I said, there is one mention of everything on this earth melting, and we don't give it much thought. But the one mention of this scenario that we have in all literature says, the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth and also the works that are therein shall be burned up. Let me know if you can guess what book that came from, and also on the complete other side of the spectrum. In 5087, when the map was created, there was no ice in the south. You know, the South Pole? Not only were the map makers seemingly sure of this, they were so sure they put animals down there. Where are the penguins at, though? I don't see those. It wasn't until more modern history where they put ice down there. I wonder if something big happened. Kind of like it seems like something else really big happened. Questioning your reality? This video right here, it'll help. But
Castaway the movie with Tom Hanks and Wilson the ball. Here's Wilson on his own. Now, if you haven't seen Castaway or you don't remember what it's about, Tom Hanks is stuck on an island and he makes this ball, cuts his hand, throws a pitcher with the liquid out of his hand, and he calls the ball Wilson because obviously the ball is called Wilson. The make of the ball is Wilson. So he calls his ball Wilson and he pretends to talk to his wife through the ball, who's at home while he's trapped on an island. But what's confused me and what's got me bewildered is, why do so many celebrities have this same print on their clothing? This is Richard Branson, a billionaire, and he's wearing the logo of Wilson on his t-shirt. And here we've got Ben Stiller with the logo of Wilson in a frame on his wall. This one is just plain obvious. We've got Lady Gaga dressed as Wilson, Jay-Z wearing a Wilson logo jumper, the same with Ellen DeGeneres, and again the Ben Stiller picture. Could somebody please explain to me and to everybody else that is unaware of what is going on and what Wilson represents? Could you let us know in the comments, please? Thank you very much. And guys, if you're still not following me yet, you flipping should be. Come onto my page, click all notifications so you don't miss any future uploads.
We are old enough to remember growing up, there would be like 1 or 2 plane crashes a year, killing 200 people per crash. It was terrible and tragic, but we kind of lived with that. Then the FAA said, we're going to do better than this. And I knew this because I saw it firsthand. I was on a commission from the White House to study the future of aerospace, which includes the airplane manufacturers, many of who also make space vehicles. So what happens there? If the accident rate stayed the same and more people were flying, then more people would be dying from accidents, even though it's the same percentage. We don't think percentages. We just see numbers. And so they knew that if more people are going to fly, they have to tamp down the accident rate. So every single plane accident that ever happens gets thoroughly investigated. There was one UPS plane where a lithium battery caught fire. The plane crashed. You can't take a lithium battery in the luggage. It created that rule.
It kind of scares me a little bit.
He has all these celebrities in his pocket. Like, everyone wants to be him, be on his channel.
Did you see? I don't know by the time this comes out, but he apparently rented out the pyramids of Egypt.
What are you talking about?
For 100 hours.
Yeah. I thought that wasn't legal.
I didn't know either. Apparently, he'll have full access to the pyramids for 100 hours, just him and his crew, and so they can explore any part of the pyramid they want.
What are you touching?
That's scary.
Could you imagine?
How do you rent out the pyramid?
Also, this is the beginning of a horror movie.
This is what's going to happen. MrBeast is like literally going to go to like a cavern deep down to the pyramid
and be possessed.
And then like that's like where like this ancient relic of like the Watchers is.
Ancient knowledge. He's gonna come back with all this ancient knowledge.
MrBeast. I understand the knowledge of the algorithms. Who wants to win a Tesla?
Oh, that's scary.
It is.
Would you do that if you had free reign? Would you go?
Definitely.
Gotta go.
Are you cheating?
I'll tell you how he's gonna do it. How is he ever gonna rent out the pyramids? Not. He's gonna create a studio that looks like the inside of a pyramid. He's gonna get 1 billion views because he works for the FBI, y'all. People, man, people. I'm gonna soak that up and
roulette. Oh, there's so many ways, man. Bro, I post videos on my Instagram all the time of mechanics that casinos use to cheat, like all the time. So I know all these people around the world that help build some of this stuff. I've seen guys, I have a video of it, I put on my Instagram, where they popped off the top of the roulette board to show you the motor underneath it, to show you how it's controlled. So they can control where the ball lands. There's so many ways.
Okay.
Yeah, I can show. Actually, here's a really simple one. How about this? Really simple understanding. A roulette dealer does one motion, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 20 years. This is the motion. That's it. Spin the wheel, throw the ball. Spin the wheel, throw the ball. Just like Steph Curry. He hits huge percentage of his threes. Why can't this guy?
Oh, how do you...
Good analogy.
There's something interesting that has been captured in Russia, and that is of multiple people being filmed wearing these full white mesh masks in public. And the reason why? So that their face recognition cameras do not identify them. And we have to ask ourselves, will this trend actually take hold? And we'll start seeing it, especially in countries, the United States being one, who use security cameras for face recognition. Take a look at this.
Are y'all seeing what's happening in Ethiopia right this minute? These cracks are massive, and at the same exact time they're having tons, and I really mean tons of earthquakes. It really makes me think that Ethiopia might fall off into the Gulf, and into the ocean. I don't know, it seems possible, especially with what I'm about to show you in 1 second. I mean, really, look how massive these cracks are. And the thing is, that's not the only thing happening in Ethiopia, and neither are the earthquakes. I really want to show y'all the road right here, but can y'all say pole shift? And when I say pole shift, I mean, that's just the way that they're explaining it to be. Like, you literally can't even see the bottom in half of this. It's just crazy. And remember, I just showed you this that happened yesterday, so on December 22nd, it started, but then yesterday it got just massively big. And would you even believe me if there was not picture evidence? At the same time that all this is going on, there is an oarfish, which is the doomsday fish, which always comes before some crazy natural event. I'm using the word naturally very loosely. But you know, Matthew 24, Jesus did say there'll be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Of course, like the last video, a parallel to the first century. Look into it.
Y'all gotta see this video. This is insane. Check this out. What that look like to you? Watch this clip. Beautiful Dior bag. Look how beautiful this is. What y'all think of this spectacle? So anybody got any idea what this is? I don't want to say it because, you know, it gets censored. Y'all let me know. Peace.
Prime. Same print.
Freemasons put a Fahrenheit system in America where the rest of the world uses Celsius. The reason they put it in is very interesting. Under 32 degrees, water is frozen, but at 33, it's liquefied. So that basically means when you reach that 33-degree energy, a lot more possibilities are open to you. You become more enlightened.
Does anyone else find it strange that nobody in America actually owns their home? I know a lot of people think they own their home. You know, they took out a mortgage, they paid it for 30 years, they paid it off, and now they own it. But they don't, because the government does. Like, the actual homeowner of every house in America is the government. Because here's the thing, if you actually own something, once you paid for it, you get to keep it. But that doesn't happen with houses. Think it through logically. In order to purchase a home, a person has to make money from a job, which is money that the government's already taxed. Then they need to spend that money on the home, which the government taxes. And then while you're living in that home, you have to pay utility bills, which the government taxes. You have to pay for insurance, which the government taxes. You have to pay for repairs. You have to pay for upkeep, all of which the government taxes. And then once you get to the point that you have completely paid off your home, you still have to pay the government for the privilege of living in the home that you paid off in the form of property taxes. And property taxes just make no fucking sense. It's basically the government saying, yes, we know you paid for it. Yes, we know we didn't do anything to help you pay for it. In fact, we did the exact opposite and took money from you, making it harder to pay for the home. And then everything you needed for the home, we charged you more for. But if you don't continue to pay us property tax even after you pay off your home, we're going to take it from you. That's not ownership. Every single person in America is a renter. Even if you think you own your home. You don't. You're just renting it from the government. And if you don't believe me, don't pay your rent. Don't pay that property tax for a little bit and see what your government landlord does.
The people who... When I moved to Texas, I listened to a lot of people like Joe Rogan saying Texas, and yeah, you don't pay no state taxes, but you pay an arm and a leg for property taxes. I'm paying like $5,000, $6,000 a year for property taxes at the house I'm at in Arizona. It's probably like $1,200 a year, if that. I'd much rather pay state taxes because I feel like now that I'm out of Arizona and here, we're a state that doesn't pay state taxes, I can only speak for my city. There's trash everywhere. The lines on the street aren't painted. Speed bumps ain't painted. There's trees hanging over stop signs. And I would much rather, me personally, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, pay state taxes instead of a high property tax because at least the streets are clean. The lines in the street are painted. The parking spots in the grocery stores are painted. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Texas is crazy. I love it. I'm not complaining. I'm guessing I'm kind of complaining, but I pay $5,000 property tax, $5,000 property taxes compared to like $1,200 in Arizona.
When they were fighting in these wars, they
still get their money.
Buildings. Like, these buildings have been around for such a long period of time, and different people would inhabit them or take them, and then the people around them would fight them for them. And it just blew my mind because I found these pictures of castles where they just have moats and all kinds of things around them. And now they don't have any of that. And I started thinking through each fight or war or whatever it was of these different people. Then all of a sudden things kind of got broken down. But it really started to make me question everything. And then I found one book which kind of blew my mind, The Boy's Book of Airships. And they were explaining flight in 1783. But flight was not displayed until about 1901 with the World Fair. So it's made me start to realize that a lot of stuff goes back a lot farther. There's nothing new under the sun. And the more I would explore this topic and just kind of, just pick one, like flight or materials, whatever, nothing added up. And I realized that because these buildings, when you walk into them, I went into a couple of cathedrals in New York City. When you walk into them, they touch your soul. It's very hard to explain, but you get goosebumps and you can feel this building. And I found footage from that building from 1899.
It's crazy. Just cruising down there knowing what he's going to do. But that's crazy. Just right there next to you. Person can walk right past you and hold the door for you. You wouldn't even know it.
Can I blow your mind right now?
Crazy.
Okay. If the center of the Earth is hot, why is the bottom of the ocean cold? Right? Let that sink in. So you're closer to the source of the Earth's heat, but the water is colder. It doesn't make sense. So Chris and I were talking about this because we were flying to see our sister last summer, and we're going over the ocean. And I said, make it make sense, Chris. Scientists expect us to believe that the center of the Earth is 100% pure lava, which is liquid fire. You can look this up. So shouldn't the bottom of the ocean be boiling water? Well, it's not. It's cold water. So there's only one explanation for this. There's only one explanation. And that is that the center of the Earth is actually frozen. And if this is a hard thing to believe, you just have to look to the evidence. And who gives us the evidence? The same scientists that try to tell us that the center of the Earth is hot. Okay, so if you really want to go down this rabbit hole with me, ask yourself why 50% of scientists say that the dinosaurs were killed by the Ice Age, and the other 50% say it was because of volcanic eruptions. Well, if the center of the Earth is frozen, what comes out of a volcano? I think you know where I'm going with this.
Why does she have $13,000 in food stamps?
That's crazy.
She at the grocery store and the cashier took a picture of food stamp balance. Right
It's
here.
too much.
Cash balance.
13,000
Right here.
a month?
This individual
I'd rather have the opposite. 4,000 in food stamps, 13 in cash. Can you use cash for whatever? Or is it only for food?
left the receipt. She had just bought some food at the bodega. Okay? Her food stamp balance on her EBT card, her taxpayer funded EBT card, her food stamp balance is $13,401.82 for 1 month. That's this individual's food stamp balance for 1 month. Who has never paid anything into the system is somehow worthy to get $13,401.82. Cash balance is $4,498.85. The fuck? That's just one. New York has hundreds of thousands of these foreign nationals roaming around. Why does she have $13,000 in food stamps?
As I'm about to walk in, there's a red light on outside the door, meaning somebody is actually filming something. The red light goes off and the door opens. And as I'm going in to give my tribute to Raw in Corpus Christi, JBL comes walking out with a very strange look on his face. So he said to me, "You don't think he's had anything to do with it, do you?" And I went, "What?" And that was the first thing that of any notion of anything that went on. That was the first time that I've heard this, and I mean, I really had no idea. And I found out more on the Tuesday. Monday, I was completely oblivious until that one brief meeting with JBL where he said that to me. And what? Now my head's spinning. What?
Days mathematics.
Yeah.
All day
This,
long.
by the way, this isn't even my chain. I stole it from somebody. Yeah. I'll tell y'all who got off camera.
Uh-oh.
You
stealing
cheese
now?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. World
Not really stealing.
Does it mean anything to you, though?
Yeah, a little bit.
Called "Do What Thou Shalt Wilt." Now, many people will look at that and think, "Oh, yeah, that's a cool quote." But if you're not educated enough, you would not know where he got that quote from. And he got that quote from a guy called Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley was a renowned Satanist, right? Anyone knows about Aleister Crowley? The Beatles used him in their album. He was an Englishman in the 1940s who was a mad Satanist.
So why is Jay-Z using this?
I'll give you some things that Aleister Crowley used to do, yeah? He rented out a place in Italy, yeah, to do these satanic rituals, and they would do like mad rituals where they would have like group sex with like sheep. Then he went to Egypt and he claimed that he was being contacted by Isis, the pharaoh god. He also
So he was a madman.
he was a madman, but he claimed to be divinely inspired by Satan. And that
How
quote,
did he die?
he died a natural death here in Britain in a care home, and he's probably burning in a hellfire.
Guys, this is insane. And if this don't go viral, TikTok is broke. Boom. Orleans Parish Assistant DA found dead by sources confirm. The NOPD Initial report said the victim was found dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. A self-inflicted gunshot wound, apparently. You see the word apparent? No, it's because this app's... This is insane. Like, what are the chances of this happening? A terrorist attack happens in your city, and then a couple days later, your assistant DA commits...
Yeah, it doesn't.
Sounds like an unaliving that was staged to me.
Not real.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the Tesla Cybertruck bomber was still alive? And wouldn't it be crazy if before the events took place that day, he emailed a manifesto out to various social media influencers and outlets? And wouldn't it be crazy if that in these emails that Matt Livesberger sent out, it claims that he was being followed by government entities for his vast knowledge on what's going on with all these drones flying over America? Wouldn't it be crazy if he claims that these drones are using gravitational propulsion engines and have been tested on poor populations around the world? And wouldn't it be crazy if the body they pulled from the Tesla truck had a bullet hole in its head? And wouldn't it be crazy if the DNA from the corpse did not match Matt's child's DNA? And wouldn't it be crazy if both Matt and the F-150 New Orleans attacker both went to Fort Bragg for training? Yeah, it's not adding up.
Imagine we're watching a movie and the main characters are simply exposing themselves.
I hope no feds is watching this.
Give a shout out to Harry O. Harry O's in the house. I don't see nothing wrong.
It's good to know that there's a lot of people out there that don't see nothing wrong with it either.
R. Kelly set a chart record this year, scoring the longest-running #1 song on the R&B charts, Bump and Grind. Kelly also found time to write and produce top 10 hits for his teenage bride, Aaliyah.
I love you more, but I love Kamala Harris even more. I want her to be our next president of the United States.
Make no mistake, these unnatural disasters were caused by climate change. Donald Trump continues to deny the facts. He continues to deny the science. That's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
Who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
In this whole time, the Jenny Tare was able to go into the New Orleans shooter's house that allegedly had the door kicked in. I mean, she put a video out of it. She just walked into something that was a crime scene with chemicals still sitting out on benches. No one was guarding it. Yeah. And all of a sudden, because that came out, the FBI took back over the house. Like, either this is the least organized FBI we've ever seen, or there's something up.
Well, and I didn't really want to go down this little rabbit hole, but since we're talking about the Bureau for just a brief second. Well, it's not the main point. I got a big chuckle, and it was horrible to think it's funny, but the FBI agent didn't know what a V-bid was. I was like, bro, really?
Yeah. Well, when I heard that part, and I'm like, this is the FBI. And look, I have family in the FBI. I know a lot of FBI agents that are phenomenal people that do work that I couldn't or ever want to do.
Yeah.
And yet there are some people there that I'm like, yeah, I mean, we just found out, Scott, like a couple months ago, that the FBI was actually hiring people that were illiterate because they fit a diversity quota.
Yeah.
The government doesn't want you to move out of your house. The government wants you to stay in your house. They want you to work hard. They want you to do well and pay off your mortgage. And them do what?
Retire.
No, die and give them 40%.
Yep.
You come to us, you sell your home, you put your money in your pocket, and you live the life you didn't have. So Park-owned business is the cryptocurrency of the property industry. And it's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger.
This is McDonald's French fries. I would like to argue that probably nobody in this room has not had a McDonald's French fries, by the way. Nobody raised their hand during the staff meeting earlier today. In the US, there's 11 ingredients. In the UK, there's 3, and salt is optional. An ingredient called dimethylpolysiloxane is an ingredient preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin, in the US version. This is used as a foaming agent so they don't have to replace the oil that often, making McDonald's more money here in the United States. But they don't do that across the pond.
Y'all, check this out. Look how huge this moon is at the Golden Gate Bridge. Oh my goodness. And it literally disappears, y'all. Y'all saw that? It seems like there's a group of clouds there, and it takes the moon behind it. Look at this. What the heck? So everyone is taking pictures and videos of the moon, and everybody is getting it in a different position, in a different angle. And then in this video over here, it's not even accompanied by Venus or whatever they're calling it. But look at this. I see something moving. Y'all see? Y'all, check this out. I didn't even notice, but look at all these lights up here. Look. Look at this. What is going on up there, y'all? And that's definitely up in the sky because the bridge is down here, y'all. So what is going on here? And where did the moon go? This thing literally just disappeared behind a huge shelf of clouds. And why is it so big, y'all? When did the moon get closer to Earth like this? This is crazy. Look at how huge that is. Do y'all see that? What a time to be alive. That's why all this stuff is going on the Earth right now. So much emotions. That right there doesn't seem normal to me, y'all. What do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments below. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
A Fox News host just warned that on day 1 of Donald Trump's presidency, the country can expect shock and awe to follow. Here is what Brett Baer just said this morning on Fox, quote, "I've been told that it's going to be shock and awe as far as executive orders and all of the list of things that are going to happen on January 20th, and that they're going to throw a lot in the first day that will have to be digested," end quote. So it sounds like Brett Baer was told maybe by someone inside the Trump administration that Donald Trump is planning to carry out a lot of unorthodox and unprecedented executive orders or policy proposals, which is rather frightening considering Donald Trump has already threatened to carry out mass deportations of migrants and separate families. He has threatened to annex Canada. He has threatened to invade Mexico, and he has threatened to take back the Panama Canal. Maybe it's one of those things, or it's something even crazier. Whatever it is, the fact that a Fox News anchor just told all of us to prepare for shock and awe, wowza.
Pimp C, what happened to him?
He died on Mr. Carter's birthday.
And Beyonce just did the halftime performance, and the license plate on that Cadillac was
Pimp C.
Thank you.
Sacrifice. Trophies.
Someone said watch Rock the Boat and Survivor music video. Watch how she ascends into the light. I'm a Survivor music video.
She was our age, and it's just scary because that could have been any one of us. And she was an angel, and I know that now she's with God.
What's up? What's up? This is Beyonce on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing? It's so good to see you. You too. She's just looking fabulous. What are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing Gucci shoes, Gucci. I got a little Indian jewelry right
Oh, that is hot. All right. Now you've been working it with these movies. Were you nervous?
Very nervous, but I'm real happy. It's something I've wanted for a long time, so to finally make that transition, it's great.
You're doing another movie this summer, right?
Hopefully things work out. Everything will be rolling.
That's great. What are you looking forward to seeing?
Tonight?
Tonight, yeah. you. I want to see D'Angelo. Girl, I'm with you because you know he's fine. He's fine. He's hot. All right, back to you, sister.
I mean, this is all big news, but if you look at the bottom, they always try to put in the other stuff.
$8
U.S.
billion.
plans $8 billion in new arms package for Israel, including fighter jet munitions for drones.
So, why is it that so many of us are still in the dark about this?
Why wouldn't you be in the dark? You've been trained to be in the dark. Been trained. I mean, on Thanksgiving, we pray for the abundance. Now think about this for a minute. If I work for you and you pay me $1,000 a week, oh man. So one day I want to thank you. So do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? Which one?
I guess I'd take the free day.
Yeah, I'm not asking you, guess would you take? I said, if I'm talking about you, if I want to say thanks to you, do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? That's a simple question. Huh? I work for free. So on Thanksgiving, if that's the day we pray to the universe, thanks, then why don't we not eat that day? Why do you eat more that day than you eat any other day in the year? That's all I'm trying to say.
Some fucking aliens. They took us back to their fucking planet.
They took 12 of us.
You.
If you go online and look at under the Majestic 12, and actually, so President who was it? Told Steven Spielberg when that movie was made, in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the president told Steven Spielberg that he hit the nail on the head, and pretty much with because at the end of the movie you can count them. They send
Are these
12 humans in
when,
red.
when this asteroid or whatever the fuck's gonna go on here pretty soon, are these motherfuckers gonna come help us out, or what are they gonna do? These motherfuckers are nowhere to be seen. What the fuck's going on?
Well, that's what we're doing. We're forming an alliance with them. We've actually sent 12 of our own to their planet, and they stayed there for 13 years.
How did we get our guys to
Does
their
Obama know
planet?
about it? Supposed to be set. I'm pretty sure he knows. I'm pretty sure all the presidents know something about it, but there's no telling.
Make these
in
line.
There's three
So,
pages.
this fucking brown dwarf or whatever the fuck it is, it's not really a fucking...
Leinfeld went off to his
feedback.
Fucker's crazy.
You believe everything that he said?
Oh yeah, me too. Definitely.
We're gonna go get his story.
Jaleel White. He is another young child star, of course, from the same ilk. But what you've seen in Hollywood, why isn't Jaleel White more so not only in the headlines, but also how come he couldn't move past the Steve Urkel role?
He's a very nice guy, but he was very, very mean on set.
When you say mean on set, what does mean on set mean? What does that mean?
Nobody wanted to go tell him it's time to stand on his mark, you know. Jaleel, 15 minutes, not 30 minutes.
That's how you talk?
That nigga tripping, bro. Yeah, he
You was real young around him. Was he mean to you?
He's a million, bro. That nigga was tripping. That nigga was tripping.
Was he cool with you? Was he mean to you?
He called me his little black monkey.
Was he abusing his power or?
Nah, he was just really mean. He was the biggest bully I ever dealt with. He was the most competitive actor that I've ever dealt with. And I was only 8 to 9 years old. And this was the meanest in the world. But he was so nice. It was all about Steve Urkel. And then 3J came, and then he got threatened.
What is a conspiracy theory that you cannot believe people do not talk about? Because mine is the plane of jars. And this isn't just some boring old monolithic ancient civilization that was super advanced. This is actually insane that people do not know about this. This is by far one of the weirdest things the US government has ever done, and I can't figure out why. First and foremost, there's a massive field in the country of Laos that is littered with these guys, these massive stone jars. Some of them have lids, and when I say massive, I mean 9 feet tall, 20, 30 tons in weight. And the weirdest part is not that there is a local legend telling of a race of giants who won a victorious battle over the land and then created these stone jars to make celebratory drinks. It's actually something called Operation Barrel Roll, which was a covert CIA mission. While most of the country was distracted by the war in Vietnam, the US government dropped more ordnance on Laos than all of World War II combined, and one of its primary targets was this field of jars. To give you a little perspective, that's over 2 million tons, or on average a plane load full, released every 8 minutes, 24 hours a day, for almost 10 years straight. I cannot for the life of me figure out why the US government would go to such great lengths to smash a bunch of giant jars in a field to bits. So if you have literally any ideas or conspiracy theories on this topic, I would love to talk about it because no one else is talking about this, and it's kind of driving me nuts.
Crazy.
One said it.
We got into the habit of buying junk fast foods that have no actual food in them. We buy gallons of poisonous household cleaners when one degradable soft soap will do. We are poisoning our homes and wasting our hard-earned money for no good reason. Why? Because the advertising industry tells us to. They just want you to buy stuff. For example, if a company pollutes the environment or uses bad business practices, if you don't buy their stuff, they will change. If you don't want food with chemicals or GMOs in it, then don't buy it. The minute we start taking responsibility and spending our money wisely, every politician, every corporation, and leader around the world is going to know that we have woken up.
This whole country saw a demon face in the sky. Watch this. Check this out, y'all. You can see there's something in that storm. Watch this. This is not normal, y'all. I've never seen anything like this. Check this out. That's not normal. Oof. That's definitely a face. Obviously not a human face.
That is creepy.
Stay weird, y'all.
They got him. Oh my. Tom Hanks, dude. And you won't believe how he ties into things like this right here, this mountain that might be a pyramid. Who knows? Just want to show y'all a little comparison, man. This is in Antarctica, okay? Antarctica, look, this right here, the pyramids of Giza. Look how close they are, how similar they are. These are on a much larger scale, though. I asked my AI what Admiral Byrd found on, at the North Pole. This is what it said. Is that a Stargate? Seriously. This right here is in Alaska, dude. Triangular Pyramid Mountain Denali National Park. Look at that, man, but that's just a mountain, right? I mean, I'm going for days, dude, with these mountains. This right here is in China. Now, what does that look like to y'all? I guess those are just big hills, right? There's a lot of things about our past, dude, that we're very unsure of. Here's a comparison, not saying it's what it is, but look at the neck on the mushroom, dude. You see that? Right there. Just saying, man, it's pretty similar. Not saying that's what it is, though. But yeah, y'all have a good day, man. Part 2, follow for part 2, and we'll do part 2. Okay. If I can do this.
Let's watch this video. The moon is empty. You can see on the new moon, you can see a ring, and there's black, and you can see it's a hole. Clearly, it's a hole. You go through it.
What do you think the planets are? They're light? It's not like dirt. Mars isn't like dirt?
It's not.
So they're not landing Mars rovers on Mars, right?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. What they're doing is they're going to places like Greenland with very, very exotic landscape, and they're making it look like it, and then they're colouring it to look red and what have you. If you go to Wikipedia, which I'm in now, and you look up under Saturn, in the first sentence it will tell you that Saturn is a gas giant, and then you go to Jupiter and it tells you that Jupiter is a gas giant.
Yeah.
Then you ask what the sun is, they say it's hydrogen and helium. Well, that's gas. Why is Venus or Mars or the moon where they landed, why is it an exception? You can see with your own eyes that it's a lie. Ptolemy, for thousands of years before the Jesuit Copernicus turned up and made a spinning ball, was saying all of the 7 planets are entirely luminous. They are portals.
Oh, you're telling me there's no moon there?
There is.
It's not a solid object?
It's a more attenuated transcendental material. What you are seeing there is the dance of the gods. The moon, the sun, these are gods. They are gods. They are archangels. The Jews, they'll tell you. In Kabbalah, they'll tell you the moon is Raphael. Mercury is Gabriel, etc. The sun is Michael.
The true paternity of Blue Ivy. She looks more and more like Kathy to me every day. While they try to do AI pictures to make her look more like Beyonce, caking her face up with all that light makeup to take away the dark, natural brown Brahmin tone that Kathy's skin had. Beautiful skin, long arms, shoulders.
Because from what I was told, Beyonce couldn't even have kids, allegedly.
She can't have kids. Her uterus is trash. But she had to come up with those 3 babies because that's what's in the marriage contract in order for her to get the extra $1 million for each kid.
You know how he really got into it?
No.
He got into it researching the Ark of the Covenant.
Really?
Yeah, because in Ethiopia, there's a specific church in Ethiopia that has always been rumored to be the place where the Ark of the Covenant is stored. And there's these guarders of these people that are guards of this area, and they all develop cataracts. They all have like radiation poisoning, and they're guarding this one particular area. They won't let anybody look at it. They won't let anybody talk about it. And Graham got fascinated by this. And they started doing a deep dive into history and historical accounts of the Covenant and the Ark and all these bizarre stories that have lasted throughout history. And the real evidence that there was really sophisticated societies that lived thousands and thousands of years ago, when we kind of assumed that people were hunters and gatherers. You know, Egypt is a great example of that. Like, whatever they were doing there was fucking insane.
Right.
I mean, the structures that they made, still today we look at them and we go, what the hell were you guys doing?
Like, yeah, how was this made? Yeah.
And he believes that society had reached a very, very sophisticated level of technological achievement, and then something happened.
Out of all the movies we've made about UFOs, well, not we, but
humanity,
what movie do you think is like would be the most accurate?
Lilo and Stitch.
You think Lilo and Stitch?
I'm gonna say,
I got mine.
Really?
I think Signs.
Oh,
what I would be the most accurate. Like, I think if aliens really did finally land and invade and everything, I think Signs is like the most accurate of what it would be like.
So, do you remember that movie? What is it? No one will hear you. No one's coming for you. What was it?
Oh,
the silent one with the aliens
on Hulu. Yeah,
that was
No One Will Save You or something.
No One Will Save You. That is kind of what
I love that movie.
Imagine, like, especially that real tall, crawly, spidery one. That's like something about them being like curious animals makes them more disgusting and creepy to me. If they were like, hey, like I can talk and like we're cool, it's like, oh, it's much more safe to me. But when they're like all like twitchy and like animally, it's like, ew, because now it's like unpredictable. I don't know if your instinct is going to kick in and you feel cornered and you're just going to try and attack me like in Signs, or are you going to be like, hey, we're cool, right? Like, come in peace kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's more scary, but the reality of like everyone's wrong and we have no fucking clue what existence is, that is
all
terrible.
right, family. There you have today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said,
If you guys made it this far, let's get this video to 1,000 likes, y'all. I want to see that 1K next to the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. Subscribe, comment down below. Link to my second channel is down below. Close to 1,000 subscribers over there. We're only like 67 subscribers last time I looked from hitting 1,000. We'll be doing a little giveaway over there when we hit that 1,000. So be sure to go over there and subscribe. We do TikToks over there too, but a little different. Little, you know, dealing more with the inflation issues, car payments, interest rate stuff, that type of stuff over there. Go check it out if you guys are interested in that. But anyways, y'all, hope everyone out there has a good day. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the beautiful, beautiful man cave. I'm gonna see you guys on tomorrow's